If you live in America or Canada, you may have heard of a town in the middle of the mountains with the amenities of hiking, kayaking, and fun. That town is Banff, Alberta, Canada. Banff is a breathtaking mountainous town. It's surrounded by towering mountains with century-old glaciers that can be easily accessible by bus. It is also the place where you can take a journey down into the heart of nature, into canyons that carve a hole into mountains, and turquoise lakes and rivers like Lake Louise. Words cannot possibly do its beauty justice. My name is Raphael, and I love trains. Welcome to Banff, Alberta, Canada. On day 1, we are going to Banff via San Fransisco Airport. After filling my water bottle with the automatic water bottle filler, I took the flight with Air Canada. And 3 hours later, I found myself arriving at Calgary Airport, Canada. And since my dad had a lucky draw to do a COVID test, my first meal has to be at the airport. But it was not bad. Since we are arriving in the afternoon, we have decided to stay one night in Calgary for sightseeing. On day 2, we are leaving Calgary in the morning and heading through the Rocky Mountains on Highway 1 towards Banff. We picked the Tunnel Mountain Resort, which gives us a variety of guest accommodations, including a duplex of a cozy family room with a kitchen, 1 private bedroom, and 1 king's bed on the second level. Not to mention, we were lucky enough to find an elk eating the flowers. It was just getting a little evening snack. And once everything is settled, it's time for the sightseeing tour. On day 3, we are taking a bus from Banff to the Johnston Canyon, carved steeply into the limestone bedrock by thousands of years of water erosion. The dramatic Johnston Canyon is a breathtaking natural attraction in Banff National Park. The Johnston Canyon is a home to the Upper Falls and the Lower Falls, but for the hikers, it is a home to ink pots and a hidden cave. And I also almost visited the ink pot myself, except my leg doesn't seem to cooperate with my eagerness. On day 4, we rode a bus to Lake Luise and Moraine Lake. Lake Luise and Moraine Lake is located an hour away to the north of Banff, and going by bus is highly recommended to avoid the hassle of finding the parking lot. On this day, we decided to visit Moraine Lake first, then Lake Louise, because we thought it is more convenient to find a coffee shop and restroom in Lake Louise than Moraine Lake. But turns out there is good coffee in Moraine Lake as well. And by the way, it's highly recommended that you climb the rock pile to the left of the lake because you will get a very good view up there. On the last day, we went to the Columbia Glacier Icefield by car. The Columbia Icefield is located in Jasper National Park, 2 hours to the north. And while we are chasing the rain, Jasper National Park still offers a whole variety of sceneries, including the glaciers, lakes, and the braided river, which is astonishing because you never get to see this every day. Not to mention, we also found a gem by chance, which is located at a junction called Saskatchewan River Crossing. At first, my dad only wanted to fill up the gas, but it turns out that the crossing resort has a lot to offer, including a spectacular dining view and the best ice cream in Alberta. After crossing the river, we have found ourselves arriving at the Columbia Glaciers. The Columbia Icefield is one of the largest ice fields in North America's Rocky Mountains. To experience the icefield, we have to take a special bus, which has a really big wheel to climb up the glaciers. And as you travel through the Columbian icefields, their tour guides will guide you and give you the information about the glaciers, like how it was formed, geography, braided rivers, and climate change. Once we get there, we hop out and walk along the glaciers, where we can even fill up our water bottles with pure, pristine snowmelt. Tonight, we will eat a 1,000-year-old glacier miso soup for dinner. And one more thing, every trip to Banff won't be perfect, in fact, if you do not go to this one place. And that place is Peyto Lake. This lake is located in between two mountains and is surrounded by forest and beautiful landscapes. It is a turquoise blue glacier-fed lake 40 kilometers north of Lake Louise and a popular stop on the famous Icefield Parkway. As we drove back to Banff, I wanted to explore the Banff train station. And if you know me, then you know I really love trains. However, on that special night, we found ourselves catching one of the most scenic and yet luxurious trains in Canada, the Rocky Mountaineer. It's the Rocky Mountaineer. Alright, it's the Rocky Mountaineer heading into its final destination. In conclusion, Banff is one of the most memorable trips I have with my family. we got to see the entirety of nature, including the large glaciers and mountains, to the forests and the rivers and lakes. And while Banff can be visited all year round, the best family time to come and visit Banff is between June to August. But if you are a professional hiker or do not have a little kid like me, you could come as early as April. But one thing you have to know is that Banff is also known for the mosquitoes, which you are highly recommended to prepare the insect lotion with you. And one last thing, Rome Transit is highly recommended for you to avoid the parking hassle. Rome Transit tickets can be bought online, but you don't have to book it in advance because you never know when the rain will come pouring your day in and losing all that fun. What I recommend is that you book your trip one day in advance so that you can update your trip when you know when the rain will come. And that is my retro trip. And I'll see you all next time.